Episode 2.
We're going to Missouri.
Been driving for just about 2 hours almost. Going through Dallas traffic right now. Made it in here a little while ago. We got skyscrapers off to the side. Dogs finally settled down for the most part. They were laying down for a little bit. Now Archer sees kids with food, so there goes that. But we're going to Missouri. So we are going to visit Andrea's family here right before Christmas. So her mom, her sister, and all of their cousins up there. Gonna go up there, spend about a week, and then we've got a couple other places we're gonna hit while we're up there, and then on the way back.
My sister's definitely looking forward to keeping the boys for a couple days. She's been begging for them. So that's exciting. We get to have a couple days to ourselves.
The astute observers might notice that this is the third truck in 2 videos that we're driving around. Which a great set of circumstances. When we picked up the trailer, we were actually supposed to be picking it up in this truck. We had a Ram 1500 and we had everything set up to trade that in for this 2500. And then what, 2 days before that, that trade was supposed to happen, someone backed into our truck. So when we actually picked this RV up, right, we were in a rental Tundra, which thank goodness the enterprise there was able to get us a full-size pickup so that we even could go take delivery of the camper and bring it to the storage unit. And so we were in the Tundra for the first part of video 1. Then after our 1500 was repaired, but before we traded it for this, right, we went to Lake Whitney, and so we did that in the 1500, and then finally we're able to make the trade-in happen and get this 3/4 ton. So a little bit nicer for towing, obviously, but the kids have more leg room, and therefore the dogs have more sleeping room. So a much roomier, comfier setup for everybody in the back seat. Next stop, Oklahoma. All right, this is gas stop number 2. We are just past Lake Eufaula, and we are at this Love's. So kids are having a chance to stretch their legs. Dogs just got to use the bathroom, and we're gonna head on over to that cat scale, and I'm just curious what we are at in weights. I mean, thanks to the 3/4 ton, we should not be close to anything, but it would be nice just to know kind of where we're at on weight. Of course, then I see the tiny button down there for regular size vehicles. Altogether, 15,200 pounds.
15,000.
That's what we're weighing right now. Here's your cappuccino. Yeah, so we got 4,040 up front, 5,020 on the back, and then 6,140 on the trailer axle. So I'll do some math later and you can see how it's looking. I mean, we're well within everything, so it's whatever, but it's just interesting to know. All right, we are here. It is morning. We got here pretty late. It was dark and it was a little hectic. So one thing we made the choice not to do ended up being a bad choice, which is not level the trailer from left to right. All right, we got everything hooked up. It was very late. We had some trouble with the electrical getting set up, and so we decided, it'll be fine. It's just going to be for a day that we're going to be parked out here. Well then, as you can see, it rained, which, you know, normally wouldn't be that big of an issue, but because we're not leveled left to right, we had the slide out. The direction that we're out of level right now means that all the water that ran onto that slide rolled down and then found an opening, which it did find an opening kind of up in this corner right there. Which means we woke up at like, 4 in the morning or something like that and found a puddle that was forming there. So thankfully we woke up pretty early and we're able to get a towel right there, and it wasn't a big leak, it wasn't a bad leak, but was not something super fun to want to wake up to. But other than that, we're about to leave the dogs in here for the first time by themselves for a good little bit, right? They've had some short stints, but we're about to be gone for a couple hours, so we just bought them a bunch of new chew toys. Hopefully keep them busy, give them something to do besides chew on something in the trailer. Archer's usually pretty good about just sleeping through the whole thing, but Ruger's young, he's a puppy, he likes to chew, so need to give him something to do or else might come back to a bad surprise. So one thing that is happening today is internet dedicated for the trailer, as well as some cameras so that when we're not close by we can monitor the dogs that way. So that's what's coming up today. We're about to go meet some other family. This is Andrea's mom's house, I don't think I said that. We're about to go over to her sister's house, see the cousins, and go take some family pictures. Picture time. We got selfie stations going on, kids throwing rocks, trying to skip, a whole bunch of group shots happening. This one's a little tired of it. Hey, hi! This is a hectic house. We got Dak down there, talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Seth's over here doing the grilling. Say hi.
Alright, turn the light on.
Seth just got his permit. And now look at that big man doing the grilling.
Yeah, he is.
We have no kids, just made a stop at Walmart, and now we are off to St. James.
Going to see my best friend.
I keep seeing signs for Candy Factory. They got like billboards not stop at a candy factory. Gifts later and we are leaving. I'm about to go get dogs back in the truck while Andrea pays, and then we'll finish up our trip to St. James. All right, we are set up here at Andrea's best friend's place for the night. Dogs are in here. Here's Archer. And Ruger has to be in a crate now. At home, he's used to crate training, and we've been trying to let him be out and about while we're out of the trailer and at night, but he's done two things so far. He has chewed up this corner. Ruger, stop it. And then this morning at some point, he managed to chew up the corner of this sofa. And so now he is back to his usual crate training. Now we get to figure out how we're going to repair that damage. But that's it. We're here. It's early. It's foggy. We've got Katie and Kennedy. Next stop, the zoo.
The zoo!
So we're commenting that there's not a single person besides employees here. It's a perk of coming to the zoo on a Monday morning, right when they open. It's a weekday in December. It is cold, but there is not a single person anywhere in this zoo that isn't being paid to be here. Let's just say pros and cons, right? You know, is easy parking, no one around, but there's probably less than half of the animals actually out. And so walking around, and I mean, you know, maybe every third or fourth exhibit will actually have the animal out. So that's what you get for coming to the zoo in December when the temperature in the 30s. And on to our next stop, which is our first national park. This is the Gateway Arch here in St. Louis.
So we got our passport to the national parks and monuments, and our first stamp is going to be right here at the Gateway Arch. They're going to give us our stamp, and we're going to be super happy.
And so we actually got a kids version of the passport, so they can collect not just the regular cancellation stamps, but also the Junior Ranger cancellations. But since the kids are back with family right now, we didn't bring that because that's going to be, you know, their passport for the parks and monuments they actually went to. So
yeah, no cheating.
Yeah, so the next one we go to, right, we'll have all of us there and we'll get stamps in both passports. But this is not our first national park, but the first time with the passport. So
yeah, look how thick this thing is.
Yeah, so this is the deluxe edition or something like that, or collector's edition. And so this one has an actual space for every national park, monument, you know, etc. So there's hundreds and hundreds of spots there for all the different cancellations that you can collect, as well as all the stamps and stickers that you get at all these different places.
And it's cool because it has little tidbits about all the places that you go to, like little factoids.
A little bio of each place, as well as maps and that kind of thing that are all in here. And so it's a pretty cool setup, but about to finally get to use it for the first time. Came in a few weeks ago, and here we are, just about to be at the first national park since we got it. We were supposed to be in this parking garage, but they have a really, really low height clearance, and so our 3/4 ton pickup does not fit, and therefore we are parked on the street in a kind of sketchy area, because that's about the best we could find, quite literally last second as we're driving around, where there's no free parking anywhere. And so street parking was really the only option. But now you can see the arch just right through there. So we got a little bit of a walk. We're here. I can't even really get it in the camera shot. It's so big and there's nothing in the middle.
Many options. I don't know which one to pick.
How long are we out there for?
Which stamp should we do?
3 hours.
How many do you get to choose from?
Okay, it's not too bad. We got a bunch of, you probably met a lot of volunteers.
There's one
Oh, yeah.
that says
Yeah.
Gateway
We're
Arch,
just gonna kind of
50.
across the river, so.
Oh, good.
Underground Railroad.
From the St. Louis, what one?
Should I just put a bunch on there?
Lewis and Clark Trail, right there.
This is the official one, Gateway Arch National Park.
Okay.
Hey, thanks. Thanks for stopping by.
Alright, so we
Check out
have
the museum you
our
can
first
buy, and, we're back to
stamp.
take
Like
that
right
right to
now,
the
if I
top.
wanted to just see something,
Yeah.
where do I go through right now?
Right over to the entrance. It takes you about 2 minutes
So
to
you're
get
doing
over
it the right way. You do a test stamp if you want.
Yeah.
So you don't do it upside down
Our next shift.
or not hard enough.
Otherwise, I'll come up with them.
Okay, so I gotta
Yeah.
press
It
pretty
definitely
hard.
takes some time to go see that museum. 201 years of history down there.
Line it up nice and OCD
Where are
like.
you all visiting from?
We are from Waco, Texas.
Oh, wonderful. You all have Waco Mammoth
We
National
do.
Park site out there. My fiance's from Austin, so I've been there a dozen times.
Are there any pretty ones?
This is a really pretty one. It's got the picture of the arch there. That was for our 50th anniversary, which
Yeah,
was
well-
about 7 years ago, but we're still celebrating.
Yeah, well. There we go. It's our first stamp.
Got it. Cool.
All right, leaving the Arch store. We got stickers for our camper and our cooler. Pretty cool.
Our little sticker right here. And then our cooler sticker. Not to be confused with a cool sticker.
And I think some postcards in
And
there.
then postcards. Gonna write a little letter to the boys from everywhere that we go. Just a little tidbit about what we did in those places.
All right, Gateway Arch. What do we rate it?
Like a cool factor for architecture, like an E.
So I mean, it was cool to see, right? I mean, obviously it's a gigantic arch. I mean, not a whole lot to do there. There's a museum down below, which was kind of cool. Not a huge museum our stamps, we got our stickers.
Got our postcards.
I'm sure it would have been really cool to ride up there. I mean, I think you said it was like $15 a person for adults and $11 for kids to ride up there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because they had a price range, but it didn't tell you what the price range was for.
Yes, that's interesting.
It was like 15 to 18 or 11 to 13.
But you get to ride a tiny little tram. Which,
It looks like the inside of a dryer.
yeah, so they have one that you can sit in just to see what it's like to sit in that tram, and it's a very small little car. I bumped my head.
Yeah, kind of
Getting
like
in
an
and sitting
amusement
down.
park. It's like you have to be this small to fit inside the tram. And the answer is smaller than him.
Yeah, so got to sit in one of the tram cars, but you know, if you pay, you get to ride up to the top. There's, you know, the view overlooking both sides of the river there. You know, I think you get like 7 minutes up there, but I guess, you know, you could cheat a little bit because they had the one spot down below where they made it look with video cameras like you were standing up at the top. So you could, you know, turn around and look both sides and see what the current view was, right? You know, both east and west. So that was kind of, you know, between getting to sit in the little tram car there in the entrance and then getting to see that view, I mean,
We basically went to the top.
not going to say it's the same thing, but I mean, you get some of the experience there. You get to see what you're missing. But yeah, there was a long wait, even if you did want to pay the money for everybody to go up there. And so we had to get back because it was already a very long day of driving up there, going to the zoo, going to the arch. Then we had to get back to St. James, which was like an hour and a half. And then we have to go back to Springfield, which is, you know, another 2 hours.
And we had to go to the zoo because it's the zoo of my childhood. So,
And free.
yes.
Though, in our case, I think, yeah, didn't get a whole lot more than you paid for with all the animals. You know, it seemed being inside. So it was in like the 30s temperature-wise.
Well,
when we were out there.
we got kind of lucky that there's so many indoor exhibits there.
So, I mean, it was still a good time, even despite a lot of the animals not being there. And we got our steps in, that's for sure.
Yeah, my watch was very confused about why I was moving so much. I was a little worried.
Alright, we'll go back to the family gathering. I think we're having kind of our
We're
Christmas
having our
before Christmas.
Yes.
So, we're doing that. Alright, and now we're gonna go look for monkeys. Found one.